Across the ancient world, some sports weren't just about victory, they were about survival. Brutal, deadly, and sometimes gruesome. Let's dive into the blood-soaked arenas of history's most savage games. First, the iconic gladiators. In ancient Rome, gladiatorial combat was more than a sport. It was a public spectacle. Trained fighters would face each other in brutal hand-to-hand combat for the entertainment of thousands, often to the death. Sometimes they even fought wild animals. Next, we have the ancient Mayan ball game. Teams of players would use their bodies to keep a heavy rubber ball in motion. The stakes, high. In some instances, the losing team faced a brutal fate, sacrificed to the gods, a game of life or death. Then there's Pankration, the ancient Greek sport that's like a mix of boxing and wrestling, but with no rules. Kicks to the face, choking, and brutal holds were all allowed. Only one thing was forbidden: biting. It was the ultimate test of strength and endurance. Only the strongest survived. In the Circus Maximus, chariot races were the Roman equivalent of NASCAR, but with far deadlier consequences. These races were intense, fast, and often fatal. Riders would race in teams of 4, navigating dangerous turns while avoiding crashes. The stakes were life and death. If the charioteers weren't killed by the crashes, they could be trampled by the horses. The Aztec version of the bull game, Tlachtli, was another brutal sport. The court itself was sacred, and the losing team wasn't just beaten. They were sacrificed to the gods. The fate of the players was sealed in the name of sport and religious ritual. Even the Vikings had their brutal sport, Knattleikr. This ancient ball game was played with a heavy wooden ball, and players used sticks to strike it. It was violent, rough, and often ended with broken bones, making it the Viking equivalent of rugby. But much more savage.